Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning. Can anybody tell me whether you can hear me or not?
Can,
Yes,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Hello?
Can.
Yes,
I
we
can
can.
hear you.
Thank you.
Okay, yes. So today we continue with chapter 10. Okay. So actually this class has, if not mistaken, 14. But in week 9 we have what you call the mid-sem break. And then week 10, I think I will cancel the class because it's very close to the Hari Raya, right? So I think many of you will not come at that point. So I will cancel at a week after the mid-sem. So I have to make sure that we moving the chapter quickly for today. Okay. So we start with chapter 10, which is the data analysis. Okay, this chapter is actually a simple chapter. So the objective of the study today is just to understand and use the basic statistic of MATLAB and understand the sorting function. So today only two. Okay, statistic function and sorting function. Okay, we start with the basic statistic analysis. So I think most of you know what it is. Okay, so max is the maximum value. If you have a data, okay, max will be maximum value. So mean, of course, you know, the average, and then median. Okay, median is the median value. Okay, the center value. Okay, mean is the minimum value. Okay, mode is the frequent. Okay, if you have multiple number, you have a number and the number is constantly show, that one is the mode, most frequent value. Okay, this one is standard deviation. Okay, so standard deviation, I think most of you also know, and variance. Okay, all of this function is available in MATLAB. So we start with column-oriented data. Okay, so for example here you have data like this, x. Okay, this is x. Okay, if you make use a function mean, okay, you will get two number. Why? Because MATLAB analyze column. Okay, so it analyze each column first. Okay, 1, 2, and 6 means 9. Okay, you sum is equals to 9. 9 divided by 3 data, you get 3. That's why you get 3. And then it analyze the second column, 3, 5, and 4, which is 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so that is why you get this answer. Okay, make sure you know MATLAB is column-oriented analysis. Okay, when you use mean. Okay, let me find eraser first. Okay, if you don't want to analyze the data in a column, okay, you also can do a row analysis. Means that you analyze this one, this one, this one. Okay, so how to do this is basically you just put 2. Okay, this one you put the data and then comma and then 2. Okay, if you put 1, it automatically analyze column. Okay, but 2 is row. But if you don't put anything, it's automatically assumed as column. Okay, so as a result, you can see here 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay, 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So make sure you know what is the mean. If you use mean, how the data should be sorted. Okay, don't forget to try this with your MATLAB. Okay, now we move on to the next part. operation for entire matrix. Okay, if you have a data something like this, and you want to get the mean for all data, not each row. Okay, you don't want to each column. Okay, you don't want that, but you want to have all data. So how to do this? Okay, basically you just put this. Okay, open bracket, double dot, and then close bracket. Okay, so if you put something like that, okay, the MATLAB will analyze all the data. So it will add everything, all of this, and then divide by 6. It will get this. Okay, another way is you use mean and mean. Okay, when you do mean, okay, when you do mean the first time, it will analyze the, when you do mean the first time, it will analyze the column here and here. So you get two value. Okay, this one and this one. But when you mean it again, this one, it will add these two together and then find the average. Okay, so either you can choose this or this. Okay, I suggest you use this because it is much more simple. Okay, for example 10.3, the problem is I don't have the data. Okay, so it's require data here. Where is the data? So for this case, I will not show example 10.3, but I will show you an modified example 10.3. Okay. Okay, this is I modified the example 10.3 so you can easily understand what is others function, others statistic function that can be used. Okay, I start with the data here. Okay, I run this. Okay, this is the data X. Okay, 1, 3, 2, 5, 6, 4. So the first is I try to run the variance. So you know the variance, try to recall back your statistic. What is variance? Okay, basically is the data. Okay, so I run this. So automatically it will run each column. So the first column, the variance is 7. Okay, the second column, the variance is 1. Okay, so if you have a data something like this, which have row and column, it will analyze the column. But if you don't want to analyze with column, you just put this. Okay, try to put the open bracket, double dot, and close bracket. So if I run this, you will get for all data the standard the variance for all data. Next is standard deviation, the same data. So of course you also get two answers because it will analyze column 1 and then column 2. Okay, and then if you run this again, if you put this, okay, if you want all the data to be included, you put that. Okay, and then you will get the answer. Next, median. Okay, median is actually the center. Okay, let's check is this 1, 2, 6. So the median should be 2. Okay, you get 2. The second one is 3, 5, 4. So if you have to sort it first, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 3, 4, 5. And then you have to look at the center, which is 4. So you get 4. Okay, if you want to analyze, you want to get the median for all the data. Okay, so you use this one. Okay, the same thing. Okay, if you check back, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the median should be, okay, around 3.5. Logically, it will be 3.5. Okay, you get answer 3.5. Okay, mean, of course, it is easy because the minimum value. Okay, so basically it will find the minimum value inside X data. So if you run this, of course, it will analyze the column 1, 2, 6. So 1 is the smallest, 3, 5, 4, 3 is the smallest. So you get 1, 3. And of course, you can use this if you want to analyze all the data. Okay, 1 and 3, of course, 1 is the smallest. Same as maximum here. Okay, if you look here, okay, I will get the highest data for each column. And then if I run with this, I will get the highest number in all the data set. How about mode? Okay, mode is basically the most frequent number. So I run this. Okay, I have this data. So if you can see here, number 2 have come out 2 times. Okay, means that the mode should be number 2. So if I run this, okay, of course it will run by column. So 1, 2, 2. So this one has 2 has the frequent number. But 3, 4, 5, okay, because there is no repetition, okay, it will come out with the first number. Okay. Okay, that is for example 10.3. Basically, it's just one to show you what is the meaning of mean, variable, median, max, and min. Okay, don't need to understand this because I don't have the data. Okay, if you have the data, it is much more easy. Okay, this is the result. Okay, next we move on to data sorting. But first we take the attendance. Okay, where is? Okay, this is the attendance. Okay, so we continue with data sorting. So basically data sorting, okay, wait. Okay, data sorting, okay, it's basically if you have a data, you want to sort the data according to ascending or descending order. Okay, so basically MATLAB also provide this function. So this is the syntax. Okay, sort. Okay, this is the data. Okay, you put the data here. Dim is basically the dimension. Okay, either you want to sort the data according to the column, which is 1. Okay, this is by default. Either you write it 1 or just don't write it. Or if you want to analyze according to row, you have to put 2. Okay, so and then direction. Okay, of course, direction can be ascend or descend. Okay, by default it will be ascending. Okay, okay, if you don't write anything, it automatically assume that you want the data to be sorted ascending. Okay, so at the output you have B and I. Okay, if you don't put something like this, only you put B, so it only produce a sorted data. But if you put something like this, it will put the sorted data as well as the index. Okay, index mean if you are example you have the data 10, 20, 30, 40, and this is the location. Okay, 1. Okay, maybe this example is not very good. Okay. Okay, for example, is 20, 10, 30, 40. Okay, this is the location, original location, 2, 3, 4. When you do the sort, okay, but if you put the index sort, means that it will sort 10, 20, 30, 40. But the index, which is the location, is now changes. Okay, it will produce the index location here. For this is B. Okay, I is will be 2, 1, 3, 4. Okay, so because this is switch according to the sorting, okay, this one is also changed. Okay, that is the function of the sort index. Okay, let us look at the example 10.4. Okay, so data orientation. So you have this data, okay, you sort it, the y equal to sort x. So if you don't have any more data, means that it will analyze according to the column and ascending order. Okay, but if your data is in row, okay, something like this is row, so it will sort according to row. Okay, so if you have data something like this, okay, so it will sort 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and if you have multiple array instead of a vector, this one is vector, this one is array. Okay, let me remove this first. Okay, if you have array something like this, okay, so if you sort this, automatically it will sort according to the column. So sort according to column. So 3, 6, so 3, 6. 5, 2, okay, so 2, 5, because ascending, smallest to highest first. So this one doesn't need sort, okay, same. Okay, and then if you, let me delete this first. Okay, if you put 2, remember 2 means that you analyze according to row. So if you analyze according to row, it will look at this. Okay, and this. So the first column should be, the first row should be 2, 3, 5. So 2, 3, 5. And then this one, the second column, okay, should be 2, 6, 7. So it will sort according to second row, 2, 6, 7. So make sure you know how to manipulate the function sort. Okay, don't forget to try it with your MATLAB. Next, we move on to example 10.5. Okay, sort direction. So as I said before, by default it is ascending. Okay, but if you want to be descending, okay, means that large number to small number, you have to put descend after the variable and the sorting vector, okay, either column or row. So let us analyze this. Okay, you have this data. Okay, if you put sort, okay, automatically will sort according to column. Okay, remember, sort according to column. And then if you want to set it ascending, descending, okay, it will sort something like this. Okay, you can see here 3 and 6 because of descending, so 6 first and then 3. Then this one as just copy. Okay, for this case, because 2 is smaller than 7, it will write 7 first and then 2. Okay, and how about the column? Okay, so if you put 2 here, okay, this is 2, means that you analyze according to column. So 3, 5, 2 means that 5 first and then 3 and 2. So 5, 3 and 2 descending. And then you analyze the second one is 6 to 7. So 7, 6 and then 2. 7, 6 and then 2. Okay, that is how you use the sorting direction. Okay. Okay, let us look at example 10.6, sorting index. As I mentioned before, there you can produce two output. Okay, the sorting data as well as the location of the data. So how to use the sort index? Okay, so for this case, I give you an example here. Okay, so given here is the temperature 9 consecutive day at a city. So this is temperature data for 9 days. Okay. Okay, from this data, you want to find the two highest, okay, highest and two lowest temperature. So from this data, you want to find the two highest and two lowest. So for this solution, you have to use sort function. Okay. And then you have to use, you extract the the vector. Okay, because you want to know which day. Okay. So find the day. Okay. Day 1 or day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. So for that, you have to hand the index. So let us look at the code. Okay, if you can see here, X is the data, the temperature data. Okay, so of course you have to put 2. Okay, this is the data after sort. Okay, and this one is the index. Okay, so if you run this and you run this, this one is ascending and this one is descending. Okay, this one you want to find the lowest data. Okay, this one is you want to find the highest data. N is the number of data. So because the question asks you to find two highest and two lowest, that's why you put 2. Okay. So if you are okay, let me show you in MATLAB, much more clear. Okay, if you look here, okay. So first of all, you have to create the data. Okay, this is the data. And then you create a X sort and IA ascending. Okay, this one is the data after sorting. Okay, this one data according to ascending order. And then this is the index. Okay, if you look here, okay, data number 17. Okay, is the smallest is 17 and 18. So if you look here, 17 and 18 is at 4 and 3. Means that location 4. Okay, this is location 4, this is location 3. Okay. So basically try to understand the index. Okay. For example, here I show you again. Okay. For example, data number 25. Okay. Data number 25 is the highest one. Okay. So if you look at the data here, this is 25. So 25 is at location 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you look here, okay, data 25 is 20 at location 7. Okay, that is the function of index. We show the location, original location of the data. Okay, so you have the ascending, and then you run the descending. Okay, descending means that highest to lowest. Okay, same here, the location of the data. Okay, this is just 2 data needed. So X low, you can see here. Okay, X low, basically you just try to extract the data from 1 and 2 from all of the data already sorted. So lowest temperature is 17 and 18. Okay, so then you extract the data location, okay, from this. Okay, so after you run this, you get the data day number 4 and day number 3. Okay, the temperature is 17 and 18. Lowest temperature is 17 and 18. And this is the day at which the temperature is the lowest. Okay, so the same here, but this time is highest data, 25 and 24, and this is the day 7, day 7 and day 8. So then you just print everything. Okay, so you print the header, then you print the data. Okay, also header and print data. Okay, so that is how you use sorting index. Okay, sorting index. So basically you want to know the original location of the data. Okay, this is just another example outliners. Okay, what is outliner? I think all of you know. Okay, if you have a set of data, have a significant dissimilarity compared to the rest of the data. Okay, how to detect it? Using this algorithm. Okay, okay, this is just okay. For example, you have a data something like here, X and Y. So you have a data here, data here, data here, data here, and then data here, and then suddenly you have data here. So this is the outliner. Okay. So according here, if you look, okay, if you look here, if you okay, okay, the trend is linear, but one of the data is something wrong with one of the data. So how to remove the outliner? So basically you use this algorithm. Okay, so you use this algorithm. It's basically just deleting the data with the average value. Okay, and then absolute the data. Let us look. Okay, so for example here, okay, let me have a pen first. Okay, so you have you create a function. This one is not a MATLAB function. There is no MATLAB function to remove outliner. So you have to implement this yourself. Okay, so this is the data. This is how many data you want to remove. So of course you use the formula. So D is just basically absolute minus data minus mean data, okay, average data, and then absolute the value. Okay, so after you do this, you sort the D according to the descending order. Okay, so you sort it. Okay, the I sort which data you want to remove. Okay, 1 until 1. So for example, if you choose to remove one data, the isort you just remove one of the data. And then for this one, this is the code to remove the data. So basically you just put something like this. Okay. So let us look at how this function works. Okay, for example, I have the data here, 15 data, this one. Okay, and I call the function. Okay. First, you use the formula, okay, the outliner formula, and then you get this new data. Okay. So, and then you sort the data here. Okay, after you sort the data, okay, this is the data, this is the location. Okay. So basically, this is the data that is outliner. Okay. Okay. And then you just make sure that the data is empty. So let me, where is the data? Okay. This is the data. Okay, and then I run this. Wait. Okay, wait. I need to run this again. Okay, step in. Okay. So this sort. Okay. I clicked it wrong. So this is the original data. Okay. And then find the outliner. Okay, this one is basically try to find the outliner. Okay, after you get the outliner, which is data number 11. Okay, you run it. Okay, automatically data number 11 will be gone. Okay. So originally the data should be 6, right? Okay, 6. I think the data is quite hard to show. But basically, this algorithm is try to remove the outliner. Okay, try to memorize this because this function will not be available in MATLAB. Okay, so we do the data analysis drill. Okay, most of the data, the question cannot be answered because we don't have the data. But number one, okay, we look at number one first. Okay, if you look number one, okay, you have x equals to 232, y is 413. Okay, if you run this one, okay, and you compare it with this one, the answer will not be the same. So why? So, okay. Okay, so you can see here you have x equals to this, y equals to this. Okay, if you do this, okay, x and y, you will get something like this. And you do mean, when you run the mean, you get this data. So remember that if you just write the mean, it will analyze according to column. Okay, column, 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 and column. But how about this? This one, okay, if you run this, you get this answer. Okay. If you want to see this, okay, so min x, okay, so when you do min x, you find the mean here, and then meanwhile you find the mean here, and then based on these two you will get mean. Okay, so I think I just show you this one. Okay, so if you look here, the first one is something like this. That's why you get 3 data. But for the second one here, okay, so you get something like this. Okay, you have 2 data. You analyze the first one first, mean. You get the second one. Okay, the y, you get the mean value, and then you mean it again. So basically you get the average for this and this. So that's why you get 2.5. Okay. So for example 2, if the question in question 1 is not similar, okay, you can see that this code, okay, this code and this code doesn't produce the same answer. Okay, so how to modify so that this one needs to be same as this one. So basically you have to make sure that this one is basically try to find the average for all the data. So this one is just to find the average for each column. So basically you have to modify the coding. Okay, you can see here, instead of using semicolon, you use colon. Okay, you use comma. So if I run this, okay, basically it will show the same answer. Okay. Next, question number 3. Give that the vector x does the standard deviation x double dot is the same as this one. So the answer should be the same. Okay, you can try it. Okay, whether the answer should be the same or not. Okay, if you look here, this is a vector. Okay, for vector should be the same. Okay. So let us test this. Let us take this value. So, okay, you have x here. Okay, we run this. And we run this. Okay. Oh, 0. Why? Because if you have one data, automatically the standard deviation should be 0. Okay. So if you do this, okay, you will get the same answer because this is a vector. But when you do standard deviation 2 times, okay, if you have a one data standard deviation, you get 0 answer. So that is the explanation. Okay, for other example, you cannot run without data. Okay, that's it for chapter 10. Okay, so for chapter 10, okay, if you recall back here, okay, you understand how to use minimum, maximum, median, mode, standard deviation, and variation. Okay, how the data should be arranged, either column oriented or row oriented. Okay, make sure you know how to use all of this. Okay, and then for data sorting, make sure you know how to insert the value here. Okay, So dim is the dimension to operate. Okay, either row or column or row, which is the default is the column. And then the sorting direction, of course, without if you don't write anything, it is ascending. If you want to be descend, you have to write descend. And then I show you today how to do data sorted according to, okay, this one is data sorted, and then this one is the index of the data sort. Okay. So, and then I also show you how to do how determine the outliner. Okay. So you have to make sure that you know the formula. Okay, and then you have to sort it. Sort descending. Okay, and then delete the data. So remember how to delete the data is basically just this code. Okay. So that's it for today. Okay, for chapter 10. Okay. So have you already revised your test for your test? Hello?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, I just want to mention some of the focus. Okay. So I think for you, this one is important for you to focus. Okay. Wait. Okay, this one. Okay, for example, you have something like this. Okay, put bread in the peanut butter, place to slice, something like this. You have a list of instruction. You need to know how to convert the list of instruction into a pseudocode or flowchart. Okay, so you need to know how to this. Okay, pseudocode or flowchart. Okay. Okay, this one you will not have to draw this. Okay, step by step diagram you need no need to focus for this test, but focus on how to convert from flowchart, okay, from list of instruction to flowchart or pseudocode. Okay, so you can practice. Okay, find a list of instruction and make sure you know how to plot everything. Okay, and you need to know how to use the shape of the flowchart. Okay, make sure you have start and finish. Okay, in your flowchart, make sure you have start and finish. Okay, means that this one start and finish. Okay, if you have a data input, you have to make sure that the you use this shape. Okay, parallelogram for input and output. This one is for process. Okay, and if you can see here, make sure you don't go here. Okay, I think many of you have forgot this. Okay, wait. Okay, you can see here. Okay, okay, don't go here. Okay, go at the top. Okay, at this location. Okay, and then for pseudocode. Okay, pseudocode. Okay, don't forget what pseudocode is much more different actually. Okay, either you want to focus on pseudocode or you want to use the what you call flowchart. Okay, try to focus on how to do this. Okay, this is for chapter 1. For chapter 2 variables, okay, make sure you remember the logical. Okay, you have to know how to do logic. Okay, and then how to multiply according to, where is it? Accessing, yeah, this one, accessing array. Okay, make sure you know how to access the location. Okay, this one is the row, this one is the column. Okay. So for example, here you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2 means that row number 1, column number 2. Okay. Good. Oh, this one is replaced. Okay, sorry. So you replace this location. Make sure you know how to accessing the array. Okay, and then you need to know how to get the element. Okay. Okay, data type, you need to know. Okay, for this case, no need to focus too much. For now, I still don't have the question actually. So I don't know how, what type of question will be produced. Okay. For logical, make sure you know if, okay, anything that 0, okay, anything that is 0 is 0. Okay, and anything else negative or positive will be 1. Okay, make sure you know the logic. Okay. Okay, so try to practice this one, how to access and everything. And then you need to know the operation. Okay, operation. Okay, so you have two operation, either metric operation or array operation. So you have either dot, okay, or you don't have dot. So if you don't have dot, it is metric operation. If you have dot, it is array operation. Okay. So this is different. Okay, for plus and minus is okay. Metric and array is the same. Okay. So if you can see here, this is either metric or array. Okay, if you put dot here, the answer should be the same. Okay, and this one, okay, when you do plus and minus, make sure the array needs to be compatible. Okay, this one also you need to focus. Okay, multiplication, of course, you need to, don't forget the star. Okay. So this one, like I mentioned before, if you use metric multiplication, you cannot, you have to make sure that the metric is compatible. Okay. So what else? Okay, this one is transpose. Okay. So this one is, okay. Array operation. Okay, this one, make sure you know. So this one, okay, this one is actually for MATLAB 2018 and lower. Okay. So for new MATLAB, you can multiply it. Okay. So if you recall back, you have data here, and then you have to multiply. Okay. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. This one is 6. And then the second row, you have to, all of this multiply by 4. Okay, this is multiplied by 4. Then you copy this back. This one multiply by 5 each. Same thing, 6. Okay. So make sure you know this. For this one, try to use the new MATLAB. Okay. Okay, this one, try to memorize back how to do this. Okay. This one, how to do the power of hash. Okay, for control flow, I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. Okay, I will show you later, maybe next class, on what the question on this part. Okay, and for the function chapter 5, okay, your test will be until chapter 5. Okay, make sure you know the, where is it? Okay, this one. Local function and nested function. Make sure you know the difference. Okay, local function, okay, you have to place it is outside of the main function. This is the main function. Okay, local function is basically under it. Okay, so remember that for local function, the workspace, okay, workspace is this one. The place where you save the data is not shared. Okay. Okay. Basically, if you write a function, a data here, okay, you put the data in the workspace. Okay, this data will not available for this function, for the local function. Okay, so this is very, very important. Okay, the data inside this function will not available inside this function. Okay, and if you use a nested function, okay, this is a nested function. Nested function is basically you have a function here. Okay, this is a main function. All of this is a main function. Okay, but inside the main function, okay, or inside a local function, you have another function. Okay, this is another function. So basically, this is called a nested function. Okay, nested function can be either inside the main function or a local function. So this one you have to put n, of course. And also important is for the nested function, it share the same library. Okay, it share the same workspace. Okay, basically any data that you put here, okay, you put in the main function or local function, nested function can use it. Okay, so that one is very important. This is a variable scope. Okay, so make sure you understand this very well. Okay, and another one is you need to know the flow. Okay, where is it? This one, passing argument. So make sure you understand this very well. Okay, basically passing argument is that, for example, here you have x. Okay, you have function here. Okay, you call function average. Okay, but at the other function, it is different variable. So you look here, my mean is the same, but this one change. Okay, this one change. So make sure you know how to understand the passing argument. Even though the function is the same, but the input and output you can change the value. So make sure you know how to trace this function and then try to find the result. Okay, you have an input here, and then make sure you know how to get the output. Okay, maybe in the next class I will show you more detail. Maybe I still don't have the question yet. Okay, any question before we end the class? Okay, make sure this test you cannot open MATLAB. Make sure you know that. So make sure you understand how to do this everything manually. Okay, you will not able to use to open MATLAB. And next week, not next week, next class, I will try to test your Okay, your screen, your invigilation. Okay, so that it means that you have to prepare the device. The device I show you. Where is it? Wait. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is important, because last time the invigilation is not too strict. There is a lot of problem, okay, with the accreditation. So for this semester, you have to make sure that the invigilation is very good. Okay, so of course for this case, you need to have the PC and a phone. This is the must. Okay, if you have a second phone, okay, you use the second phone as the invigilation. Okay, and if you have a scanner, of course, you can use your first phone as the invigilation, and you can scan the question using scanner. Okay, and for if you have a detachable camera, you can put your detachable camera as a invigilation. Okay, so and so on. Okay, the cheapest way is to buy a large mirror. I think this one is the cheapest one. Okay, so make sure you prepare, and I will test your invigilation here at Wednesday. Okay, make sure you prepare your device. Okay, any question before we end the class?
No, Doctor.
Okay, if no more question, I will end the class. Okay, so thank you. See you, next today.
You too. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome, Doctor.
Okay, welcome.